Stand on up. Stand up. What's your name?
Anna.
Hi, Anna. How are you?
Fabulous. How are you?
I am wonderful.
See?
Thank you
they
for
catch
asking.
on well, don't they?
I have two interesting things that I would like to say to you. First of all, I feel that there is somebody in the distant past that comes in here on the spirit side, and they went into spirit not in a very nice way. So probably, I don't know if they went in by themselves or somebody else did this, but I feel choked around this person. So I'm going to say that I feel that you have to be very careful with your freedom. Very important thing. And if you don't like things tight around your neck, that might be part of this, okay, because this goes to the past. Now, the other thing that I like a lot about you is I think you should be dancing. So I don't know what you do, but whether it be for fun or whatever, I think you got to just move your feet, girl. I'll leave that with you.
Is that a possibility for you in the future?
Yeah.
Well, good.
Well, her feet just won't stop. You know, they don't seem to be moving, but psychically they're moving.
There you go. Who else? Okay. I'll go over here. What is your name?
Claudette.
Claudette, now are you sure you want me to do this? Because you yelled at me before.
Uh-oh.
Go for it.
Uh-oh.
Claudette, how are you tonight?
I'm fabulous.
Yes, you are. Okay.
Why did she yell at you?
Oh, I don't know. It was funny. Something funny
Okay, something.
before.
Okay,
Yeah.
something personal.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
No,
didn't
well, it's
actually
not.
yell at him.
Well, you said something loud.
I'm a loud person.
We got a lot of cat fighting in here.
Woohoo! All right, now, even though you were mean to me before,
I wasn't mean,
I know
I
you
swear
weren't.
I wasn't.
Come on, I'm giving you a hard time. This is for entertainment purposes. Even though you were nice to me before, I do want to bring to you a very wonderful message. I see what I have to say is a guardian angel with you. I don't think you could get into too much trouble, even though you get into a lot of trouble, you see, because you got this big angel with you, standing behind you. And this is one of the types of angels that would go, whew, I think Middle Ages, probably 13th, 14th century. So if you saw a painting from that time period, that's what this, because angels are captured in art in different ways. This angel is telling me that you're very, I don't want to say the technical word comes in, but I think it's more picky. Might be a better word. And I feel that there's just so much energy around and about you. I don't know what you do, but in one sense or another, you are a healer. So whatever you do for your job, I don't care. But you are a healer because the energy just is just coming off you and coming off you and coming off you. So I hope you do something in the field of like maybe teaching, nursing, or caring for others because that's you without trying. I mean, you don't have to try. It just comes.
There you go.
Thank you.
And I also know that you do astrology as well.
Oh, yes.
So tell us a little bit about that. Me being a Virgo, what does that mean? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I don't know.
Well, in actuality, Virgo is going through a lot of stuff over the past 2 years.
Any other Virgos in the audience, by the way? We got one. Okay.
See, there's only 2 bad people here.
Yeah.
Oh, well. I like Virgos, really. They need to do things like wash the dishes and, you know, do all the cleaning and all the chores. And they're very detail-oriented. And so if you need somebody to do detailed work, they're either very good or they're very bad at it. Okay? So
I'd be on the very bad
well,
side.
it goes either way. Every sign has that type of thing. So in the past 2 years, Saturn has been in Virgo. And it has also been opposed by the planet Uranus. Now, this is huge in astrology. And the last time this happened, think about what was happening culturally in the late 60s, 66, 67. That was the last time these two planets were in opposition. The time before that was in the 20s, mid-20s, late 20s. So when Saturn, which represents structure, bureaucracy, the past, fear, gets opposed by Uranus, there is nothing but, well, a fight between the past and the future.
Okay.
If we go back to Greek mythology, Uranus was one of the first gods. His son was Saturn. Now, Uranus had a very bad habit. he would go rape his wife all the time.
Oh.
She didn't like it because every time they got together, monsters would come out. Now, Uranus being a god, he was very smart. He said, sooner or later, all these monsters are going to grow up, and they're going to come back and get me. So he tried to put him back in. You can imagine his wife did not enjoy that whatsoever. So what happens is she keeps on complaining. And so she complains to her son, Saturn. Now, Saturn is the guy with the big sickle. The guy at the end of the year, takes out the old year and then the new baby comes in. Well, Saturn comes up, sneaks up behind Uranus and goes, ooh, not a nice thing. And so the important parts get thrown into the sea. And so Saturn and Uranus don't like each other. So when they're in opposition in the sky, difficult things happen. Major changes happen. The last time they were exact was on November 4th, Election Day. The old Saturn was defeated by the new. That doesn't necessarily mean good, just the way it is. Now, this week, they were again, they actually go into opposition 5 times in a cycle. They were in opposition for the 3rd time this week. And look at all the problems that we're having with the government, with the structure of what we live in. So the fight of Virgo, which represents health, against or Uranus, which is in Pisces, which is large institutions. So we have this huge, huge cultural fight going on. Now, it not only goes on in society and in culture, this same thing also happens in individuals. And when this occurs, if you're wise, you will leave the past and go to the future. But always remember, the future represents chaos, because you can never tell where it's going.
So some major changes.
Major. Well, it's happening. That's what now. The big fight is healthcare. Virgo rules health. The planet Uranus is in Pisces. Pisces rules large institutions. And this is, government wants to take over healthcare.
What other signs do we have in the audience? What are you guys? Gemini, Leo. There's a lot of...
Who said Sagittarius? Good person. I knew it. See?
Okay. Are you a Sagittarius?
Triple.
See? Wow. Okay. Tell us about it.
Tell us about Sagittarius. Well, Sagittarius is probably the most wonderful sign there is. Each sign, though, I do have a chart here.
Okay, you did bring a chart.
Well, this is actually the chart of the United States of America.
Okay.
And
it looks pretty foreign to me.
It is foreign to you.
Yeah.
Astrology is a symbolic language. Just as I used the Greek myth before to explain Saturn and Uranus, these symbols represent the different forces that are in each personality. Now, we know in individuals that they're not, just plain black and white. There's a lot of depth. There's a lot of different potential in each person. So every different planet in astrology represents a different part of the personality. So Saturn would rule the structure. It rules the bones, the teeth, the knees. Interesting, when you go into church, what do you have to do? Kneel. See, so Saturn has a lot to do with learning humility the hard way. Uranus represents in a person's chart where their individuality is, where their genius, whatever that is. Venus, I think you all know, represents love, the female nature of love. Mars, the more aggressive male nature of love. Now, sometimes that gets twisted around in relationships. Sometimes the female's more aggressive than the male. It's according to how the two charts are blended together, and this does show two charts blended together.
Okay.
I don't know if I can turn that to one of your cameras, if that's better.
Yep, we've got it.
Okay. The inner circle is the United States chart. The United States was born July 4th, 1776, and they figure about 5 o'clock at night. That's what the astrologers have come up with. There are other different people that say different things, and not all the astrologers agree. So what this gives us is a backdrop as to what is happening, how our culture is unfolding, what's happening in our country. The outer circle represents what was happening on September 11th, 2001, when the World Trade Center was attacked. And so the deep black lines that I've drawn across here shows an opposition. The larger of the two lines shows an opposition between the planet Saturn and the planet Pluto. And you might say, well, wait a second, Pluto's not a planet any longer. Well, who did that?
We did, right? Technically?
Well, the astronomers, the scientists said Pluto's not a planet.